up at all are completely up to you, and how much time you have and how much energy you have as well. So let's get started. We're going to tabletop, and we're going to move into pigeon pose from here. So you can either come into down facing dog if that's easier for you, or you can bring your right knee to the base of your right wrist, bring your right shin so it's across the mat, either as a diagonal or square, your choice completely. Your right foot can come onto the left hand side of your mat, and just walking your left leg back slightly to deepen the posture. You can bring your hands to your hips, just make sure they're more or less in line, that your two hip bones are kind of square. And then start to walk your hands forwards. You can come down to your hands, your forearms, all the way down to your forehead if that feels better for you, and available to you too. Spending quite a few breaths here, maybe 10 breaths or so. Keeping that breath going strong. Keep connected to your inhales and to your exhales. Perhaps with every inhale, just getting a little bit more depth into the posture, reaching a little bit further forwards, bring your head a little lower down. Every exhale, just surrendering down towards the earth. Breathing in, slowly push your hands back underneath your shoulders, lift up your head, lift your chest. And we'll just step back to tabletop from here. Again, you can come back into downward facing dog if that's going to feel better for you. You can sometimes shake out the leg or bend one knee than the other, a little bit easier in down dog. I'm trying to make this as restorative as possible right now. So we're moving on to the left side now. So bring your left knee to the base of your left wrist. Cross the shin over so your left foot's on the right hand side of your mat. And just noticing the asymmetry between sides here. Maybe one side feels a lot more comfortable than the other, and that's completely okay. Again, bring your hands to your hips, make sure that your hips bones, your aces, is more or less in line with each other. Walking both hands forwards, hands, forearms, or forehead if that feels comfortable for you today. And again, just spend about 10 breaths or so here, just trying to remain still though. So you don't want to be wiggling or fidgeting, or because that's an indicator that you're not really connected to your breath, and that instead you're kind of just being stuck in here in your mind, or being very uncomfortable sensations going on with your body, but not necessarily connected to them. So I want you instead just to feel connected to the breath. Using your breath to help relax your body and relax the mind. Again, with time, just allowing your body to just go a little bit more deeply into the posture if that's possible for you. And again, we'll place your hands underneath your shoulders, steady pressing into your palms to lift up. Coming back to your tabletop position on your hands on your knees whenever you're ready. Again, downward facing dog is there for you if you want to have a little bit more openness, a bit more availability to kind of stretch out your legs or do anything else that feels good for you right now. We're moving to cross-legged from here, so you cross your ankles behind you, or just bring both feet to the side if that feels more comfortable for you. Come into a cross-legged position. From here, let's extend both legs out in front of you. And we're going to move into Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. You can either take this quite active by keeping the legs straight and the feet flexed, or you can make it a little bit more chilled out simply by bending into the knees. Therefore, you can just relax the legs completely. I'm going to do the latter. So inhale, bring both hands all the way overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Either of your straight legs, if you want a more yang approach, or bent legs if you want to take it a bit more chilled out. And just release your hands down by your sides if you're doing a more restorative approach, or take hold of the outside of your feet if your legs are straight. Allowing this to be an opportunity to release the lower back in whichever variation of the posture you've chosen. Finding that really steady breath again. Then slowly lift up the head as you breathe in, pad your hands back in. We'll bring your right sole of your foot in towards your left inner thigh. Inhale, bring both hands up overhead again. As you exhale, out to fold over your straight left leg. And this time we will keep the posture quite active. So keep that left leg straight and your left foot flexed, so you point your toes in towards your face. Trying to lead with your collarbones here, rather than trying to roll on the spine and roll on the shoulders too much like that. Keeping the spine really nice and long still. Again, inhale, pad your hands back in. Place your right hand just behind you. Inhale, lift up your hips, coming up onto the sole of that left foot. Lift the left hand all the way up overhead. Then as you breathe out, bring everything back down. And move on to the other side. So right foot leg extends, left foot comes inside of that right thigh. Inhale, sweep both hands up overhead. Again, exhale, fold over that straight leg. Again, noticing the asymmetry between sides here. Maybe one side feels a lot more spacious in the hamstrings than the other. And just again, accepting that. Keeping the breath really consistent here. Slowly walk both hands back in. Left hand places just behind you. Inhale, lift up the hips again. Stargazer's pose. Release all the way back down. Do some more work into the hips. So just to be just in the workshop part 1, we're moving to fire log or square pose. But just to demonstrate, you can either keep your shins in parallel to each other, opposite foot towards opposite knee, so a bit less like that, a little bit more like that, so you're really trying to get opposite foot towards opposite knee. If this is really fine for you, you can place your right shin on top of your left, but as always, make sure that you're not having a huge gap between your right knee and your left foot. If there isn't a huge gap, then please keep your shins parallel to each other just for now. You can work towards coming to the full expression of fire log pose. So whichever modification you've chosen, start to walk both hands forwards. So this pose is really good for the outer edge of that right hip. So really get into TFL area. Just go as far as is comfortable. And as always, keep breathing, right? It's the most important part of yoga. And gently walk your hands back in. Placing your right foot now to the outside of that left knee. Swing your left heel around towards your right hip. Spend a couple of breaths just hugging that right knee in towards your chest first of all. Right foot's flat on the mat. Then we'll place your right hand behind you. Left elbow in a crease wraps around that right knee. Coming into that seated twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana. So with every breath in, extending a little bit taller through the spine, towards the crown of the head, towards the ceiling. Every exhale, just twisting that a little bit deeper. And we'll come back through centre. Release your hands, extend your legs out, give them a bit of a shake out if your knees feel like they benefit from it. Then we'll move into fire log or square pose on the other side. So your left shin's in front this time, or your left shin is on top of the right. Again, just make sure the opposite foot is by opposite knee. Start to walk both hands forwards. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the jaw. If you have any discomfort in your knees in this posture, first of all, just play around with flexing the feet, and if they still don't feel good, then just don't do this posture. You've only got 2 knees wanting to last a lifetime, right? I'll give you a modification if you ask. As you breathe in, let's bring both hands back in. Left foot steps to the outside of your right knee. Swing your right heel to just be on the outside of your left hip. Hug that left knee in towards your chest, sit up tall. And keep that right elbow hugging around that left knee as your left hand comes behind you. Inhale to go some length through the spine. Exhale, twist over towards the left. Breathing in, come back through centre. Extend both legs out in front of you. Extend both arms out in front of you. Just lie all the way down to your back. You can bend both knees, place both feet flat down on the earth. I want you to have your feet about hip width distance, they're quite wide. But have them as close in towards your hips as you can get them. So I want you to be able to graze your heels with your fingertips ideally. Moving through some back bends. You can inhale, lift up your hips, lift up your back. And wiggle your shoulders towards each other on your back to support your neck. And then start to reach your chest towards your chin, towards the back of the room. Really engaging your quads here, the tops of your thighs. So join your knees in towards each other. So lift up as high as you can. Your hands are interlaced on the mat if that feels comfortable for you. Exhale, release, so all the way back down. We'll do 2 more bridge poses. And if you are quite warmed up and you want to move into wheel pose, that's totally fine as well, but otherwise just stick with bridge pose. So inhale again, lift up the hips. Draw the knees towards each other. Gently release, lower all the way down, holding bridge pose for around 5 breaths. And just one more time, inhale to lift up. You take hold of your heels if you feel like your spine's warm enough. And again, just breathe in here. As you breathe out, gently release, lower your hips all the way down towards the air. As you breathe in, we'll hug both knees in towards your chest, give yourself a little hug. You can rock from side to side, just to massage out the spine after doing all that back bending. Then bring your legs into Supta Baddha Konasana, so bring the soles of your feet to touch in the centre of your mat. Let both knees fall over towards each side. You can wiggle your shoulder blades towards each other underneath you again, just the heart's the highest point in the body. And this will also help